Hello everyone and welcome to CASCAR. I'm your host tonight, Noah Walter, and you join me live here at the CASCAR Shootouts here at Daytona. We'll be starting very shortly to bring us to the start of our season. This will be a non-points paying race and will be all of your pole sitters from the previous season, plus a handful of, I won't say randos, that is not the correct term at all, but a whole bunch of drivers in the CASCAR Shootout Cup Series joining us here tonight to make this event interesting. Hello, Ben. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Yes, this is going to be a fantastic race. I certainly am excited. We're going to have, I believe, 13 cars out on track with us here tonight. Bit lower than our usual car count as expected, as it is going to be the shootout race. Only 50 laps here at Daytona. Will be a quick blast to get through, get acquainted with our new overlay and all of our new season in the next gen car before we move into tomorrow's race, where we'll be here for the CASCAR 250. Hopefully that won't end up like our first broadcasting season with CASCAR ending up being a 3-hour race, but we'll see. If it does, it does. But we're going to be in for a fantastic event either way. Many great drivers out joining us tonight, and you're going to see some interesting diversity in the car choice. We got Chevrolets, Fords, and Toyotas this season. All three, not just Chevrolet and Toyota. So it will be a warm welcome to see everybody out on track with us here tonight. Looks like... All right, cool. Just had a quick message not to bring up one of our drivers here tonight, but that is okay. We will unfortunately not be bringing up our pole sitter for this event, but that will be all right. Still got a few minutes left before we get started, so welcome everybody that will be joining us. We have a great race ahead. 50 laps here at Daytona. It is going to be an intense, banked, and very close race. So far, what we've seen from practice and all the other preliminary stuff so far is that really racing is expected to be highly competitive here tonight in the CASCAR Shootout Cup Series, especially with this new next-gen car. It can survive many of bumps and bashes, so we were in for a great race. In the meantime, because we have a little bit of time to kill, let's go and drag up one of our drivers that qualified pretty well here tonight. Let's bring up previous shootout winner, Tyler Hallen. Tyler, stay over the booth. Do you read me?
How you doing, buddy?
I see you qualified on the inside lane of the second row. How are you feeling tonight?
Pretty good. I won this race there last season, so see if I can go for the repeat. If not, help one of my teammates get the win tonight.
Makes a lot of sense to me. What are your biggest fears of tonight so far?
Just getting caught up in a wreck, and it can happen at any time. You know, it's plate racing. We're all pretty tight quarters, beating and banging a little bit, and you never know when the big one's going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I know it's not as big a concern with the big one here during the shootout, as it's only a few cars out on track. But we do know that the next gen is a lot tougher than the Gen 6. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty good, because last year I struggled with the other car, and this car with being tougher. And for me, it's a lot easier to drive. It meets my driving style, and I can beat and bang a little bit more without tearing it up too bad.
All right, makes a lot of sense to me. Tyler, thank you very much for your time. Who do you have to thank before we let you go?
I think my main sponsor, Blair's Custom Metals, and all my teammates and everyone for showing up tonight for the shootout. Should be a good one.
All right, thank you much for your time, Tyler, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's go and drag up another one of our drivers. Still got a little bit more time before we get started. Let's go and grab... If you have anybody in particular you want me to grab, please go ahead and mention so in the chat. But let's go and drag Patrick Colucci up. He just switched teams again this season, so we get to see his thoughts. Patrick's over the booth. Do you read me?
Why, yes, I do, kind sir.
All right. Well, this is going to be another time in another season you have switched teams again. Can you let us behind your thought process?
Well, Wes was pestering me to join. You know, and as you know, I was going to start one. We decided... I made a decision based off some events that were happening, and I decided to race for West this year. So, you know, excited for a new start, new team. I've raced with Brian, Cody, and Brandon before, so I'm just excited for the opportunity to race with these guys and hopefully learn some more about road course stuff.
Makes a lot of sense to me, but a new switch to a manufacturer as well. You're now in Toyota. How do you feel about that?
Low-key kind of excited. I like how the Toyotas look. Also, I'm a personal Toyota fan, so this works out well for this.
Gotcha. It does make sense to be a positive arrangement. And as we know, it has appeared that the new FZ Racing and Equipment Geek Racing are expected to be powerhouses this season yet again. You excited to be there?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what I can help bring to the table for these guys. You know, maybe play spoiler for a couple of the other racers out on the team, and help these guys out. So we'll see how it turns out, though.
All right, thank you much for your time, Patrick. Is there anyone you got to thank before I let you go?
I just want to thank Wes for bringing me over here, and Brandon and everyone for accepting me in. And I want to thank all the guys over on the dirt team, too, ADM, Cody, Justin, Josh, all of them for helping practice and stuff. Boneheads and Dirtco, really. So.
All right, sounds great. Thank you much for your time, Patrick, and good luck here tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
Number 18, Patrick Coluccio. Not a number change, but a manufacturer change for the Coluccio team. Joining FZ Racing, a new team, essentially replacing the Equipment Geek B team of Fisher Sport. Several drivers have been swapped out and switched around and changed all about. We will be seeing a lot more of that tomorrow, with Adria Esport gaining a lot of drivers, and that they are expected to be another powerhouse this season. Brady Floyd leaving Fisher Sport to join Adria Esports. And based on the drivers I know we have in there, I think it's going to be a very interesting battle between a lot of these teams on who is going to be fighting for that superiority. We already know that Great White North and Equipment Geek are really the big powerhouses battling for the wins, especially now with Rob Carl dropping from, I believe it was a Triad he was in, or no, Great Lakes, my apologies, dropping Great Lakes to go to Great White. So we are definitely in for a fantastic season, and a very competitive one at that. Richard Drake will not be joining us here tonight, unfortunately, was unable to make it. Hopefully he'll be able to join us for the 250. He was the champion from last season. From last season. Your final four, many of those drivers also unfortunately not able to join us here tonight. Rob Carl not feeling so great, so we won't be bringing him up with us either. But with that, though, qualifying is coming to an end. That wasn't really qualifying. We were a lot of just sitting around and waiting. So with that, let's go and join on into the race session, and we can get started to go through our fantastic race. So with that, though, starting on pole position, it is going to be Rob Carl in the 2, with Wes Gallo in the 07 going to be alongside. How it's going to be FC Racing. I think they're going to be a real powerhouse this season. Row number 2, inside lane, goes to the 28 of Paul Ems with Great White, with teammate Tyler Hallahan in the 88 going to be alongside. Row number 3, inside lane, is going to go to Patrick Coluccio with Greg Snellgrove alongside. These guys were previous teammates before. I think this is going to make, I won't say for bad blood, but definitely for some great racing with us here tonight. Row number 4, inside lane, is going to go to the new J&L Racing, essentially replacing Jennings Esports' Marks LaPierre with Kyle Mundell, bringing up the outside. Row number 5, inside lane, is going to go to Matt Malavania, also for J&L Racing. Lots of new names this season, got to get with that. With Brian Fradian for Equipment Geek, going to be up alongside one of your final 4 drivers from last season. Row number 6 is going to be Sylvan Seguin with, looks like having some troubles to get in there, Cody Snyder and Michael Jennings going to be bringing up 12th and 13th position. Let's go and enjoy our drivers out on the track and see where they are now. Currently falling behind the iRacing.com Ford Mustang. We bring us a new overlay package. Could be very similarly based off of the one that we used last season. We thank Pierce Graphics for putting that together for us. Certainly is greatly appreciated with the quality that gets done with Pierce Graphics. You can check them out through my website and all their associated links with Pierce Graphics. They now do paints and other Fiverr-related quests, so go ahead and check them out. But as we see on your front row, it's going to be Rob Carl and Wes Gallo bringing up your top 2 positions. We know Patrick Coluccio was the fastest in practice, and qualifying is not always a surefire show of who is going to be the one to watch here tonight. So I think Rob's got to be real careful, especially the guys that were in here right at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for the start of practice. With that, though, as we follow along, heading into the Tri-Oval, the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulation Pace Car pulls off, and it's going to be your top 2 heading through the restart zone and bringing us to the green flag here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series Shootout. with that, your first lap here at Daytona has been completed. A lot of shuffling beginning already, and that single file train beginning. Rob Carl brings us to the lead. We're going to be watching him tonight. He clearly has a great grip on the next-gen car here at Daytona, with Paul Ems trailing right behind, with Coluccio not far behind, bringing out your top three. Michael Jennings starting from the pit lane. You saw him leaving turn number 2 as we were heading down the backstretch here at Daytona. Unfortunately, he's going to be very far behind, and that is going to be a tough one to come back to. Looks like we're almost getting some 3-wide action a bit further back. Marc LaPierre currently battling for 6th position, with Kyle Mundell currently leading on the outside lane. You can see just how far back that outside lane is. I expect them to gain a lot more traction as time moves on. They will be moving a lot further forward, but that is going to take some time to get there. I expect that to be a challenge. Another new thing that you're going to start seeing is a lot of brand new paint schemes coming from these next gens. We're so used to seeing that number right in the center of these cars, and there it is. Move forward, giving more sponsor space to these cars. A lot of our graphic designers, that being with, I'm not sure what Steven goes by these days, but Stephen Black with Excess Designs, I think it is, or Black Designs, one or the other, has done a great job with a lot of these. Same with Weeg Designs. Those are your big 2 paint creators here. But I know that Chris Pierce has also done some as well, unfortunately unable to join us here tonight. So now we see Hallahan now in 4th position, 1 position back from where he started. Not bad. He's got to hold on to that, though. And like I said, he's beginning to gain some real traction, especially as these guys are starting to work together. That is the biggest thing. If you're shuffling all over the place, not working together, you're just going to make your entire line fall back. It affects the entire field. Sylvan Siegman in the number 66 Napa Ford, currently bringing up the rear of this pack. Very close. That's, oh, skimming the outside wall, actually, for the Napa Ford. Brian Fradian, though, in a huge move from the outside, shooting all the way straight out to the front. Look at that push that these guys had. Kyle Mundell now leading the field. Kyle has gone winless in his 3 seasons here with the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. Is there 3 wide for the lead? Rob Carl on the bottom. Wes Gallo on the outside, continuing to hold on for the hold on for dear life and the lead. Whoa! Big push, I think, from Matt Malavagna onto Coluccio, pushing him below the yellow line. Has to drop back. Coluccio down into the last of the lead pack. He's going to have to come back from that one. That is going to be a tall order. There's still 3 wide. Mundell bringing up the center. Snowgrove on the outside of that as Ems is on the bottom. Start to level out a little bit more there. This is already proving to be a very chaotic race and is a fantastic show where I think we can come to expect tomorrow. We're starting to see an Equipment Geek / FZ Racing 1-2-3 beginning to really form here. That is a sure sign of how much these guys work together. Cody Snyder bringing up that top 3 with Gallo and looks like Wes is going to have to work on receiving those bumps from Brian. That is a huge part of this plate racing, sitting in 5th gear. I know, 5th gear, it's weird to say, as they head down through the backstretch here at Daytona, trying to really plan out how to best work together and keep that lead, as now we're starting to see that single file gravy train really roll together. Matt Malavagna is currently sitting in 6th position. Paint scheme currently inspired by his son. Wanted to see what it would look like. Number 3 with the Ford. And look at that. It looks fantastic. It's great to see so many custom designs out here tonight. 34 Mundell goes out to block that outside lane. Currently still falling back though, but he's still battling for 4th position. Big swerve there out of the 8 of LaPierre. Your famous Chevrolet numbers, the 3, the 8, currently sitting in Fords, and it's very strange to see. But I love to see it that we're now able to have here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. The stage is going to be on lap number 20. So in the completion of that, ooh, LaPierre into the wall. As they continue to push and scrape with each other 3 wide for last place. Snowgrove currently sitting down. A long way to come back from. And as we can see, Patrick Coluccio still sitting way further back from that incident way earlier on. Wes Gallo, though, continuing to lead this race with Weak Designs 07 with his teammate, well, pseudo-teammate of Brian Fradian with Equipment Geek Racing, pushing him from behind. Snyder helping Fradian behind him. But he's got Rob Carl hot in his tail, though, and is not going to be making holding third easy. Very clear to see as we head into turn number 1. Continuing playing really for 6 here. That's where that outside lane is. We're starting to see Kyle Mundell start to get really aggressive. He can run out front. I think he's trying to push that as much as he possibly can as Tyler Hallahan makes the pass. Out to the outside for Hallahan in the Diet Mountain Dew 88. He's got his teammate and very good friend of Greg Snellgrove coming up from behind, hoping to help him out. Not tonight, though, it seems, as that outside lane just can't get the forward momentum without these guys really working together. Something that the Equipment Geek teams are really able to do to take the lead, but it will be continued hard-fought battle. Keep in mind that this is the shootout. There will be no points in this race, but this is a start to the season, I certainly do believe, especially as it's not during an actual Daytona week. That makes seeing Daytona a fresh indication. Good push from Fradian, though, heading into turn number 3. Top 3 really was starting to run away with this thing. Wendell fighting on the bottom, away from Carl. Types just below that double yellow line. No pass, though. As that outside line really starts to get some traction now, battling for third, they're able to take it away. See how long that holds on, though, as they together. That is a very tricky challenge going through these turns, especially when you have all these different forces being applied to the car. 10 laps to go before your stage. Starting to see that outside lane continue to make some nice forward momentum. Look at these guys all right next to each other. Already getting a fantastic racing product with this modified next gen as Rob Carl takes the lead once again. They were able to work together. Carl and Ems taking 1 and 2. Big swerve there out of the bottom lane. I think that's going to be a sign to see what's happening. Stick it together the entire time. A lot of force is being applied on. Outside lane momentum keeps up for, though. They're going to have to pull down eventually. So they now start to approach onto the 86 of Michael Jennings. Expect to see him going to be flying to the outside very soon, or they're all going to go shooting around on the outside on him. We will have to see how that goes. I think it's going to be a tricky pass as they're continuing to battle 2 wide. This is a, I won't say narrow racetrack, but compared to Talladega, it certainly does feel narrow. As they battle now across the start-finish line once again. You can see that inside line starting to inch away yet again on getting that position back. Rob Carl desperate, though. We know it was a challenge for him this season. In the last couple of races, he just wasn't able to come into the end and get the championship he wanted. So now he's going to be here trying to get it. And you can see where all that motivation is coming from. He's got a great team now helping him. There he is, his teammate still getting 1 and 2. But that's a little bit of pushing we're starting to see from Fradian onto Gallo on the bottom. A little bit of our battle forecast here. So there we go. Similar pace for a lot of these guys. Not exciting to see. We'll see if that changes, though. We are now going into the deep night. We started at sunset. We can start to see that air temperature is starting to rapidly drop. Track temperature is still very cool for now. I expect to start seeing that rise very soon. With the moonlight, we'll actually have to end up seeing. Let's go ahead and follow on board with one of our drivers here tonight and see how they're doing. They all shoot down to the bottom. Very, very contorted for a lot of these drivers. I think none of them are in position they really wanted to be in. Let's follow along with the 88 at Hallahan and see what it's like to drive a lap. One on the helmet cam. Good close to hands up ahead. Capturing himself in some area behind him. He's trying to hold up that, trying to create two backstories. Inside lane starting to really battle through. Vanya making some great progress there on the bottom. Still very shuffly for these guys. I think they're starting to see the far away, and even though there's not stage points, you want to see what you can get when the yellow 50 laps. Keep that in mind. This is going to be a burner of a race. Thank you once again, everybody has joined us for tonight's race. I certainly do appreciate it, as does everyone else out on track. Gives them their sponsor time, and this is just a good thing for everybody's families to see them out on the racetrack. Jennings, even though he's a lap down from not starting with the rest of the pack, still a lap down though. A little bit of practice finally running with these guys. That was such a long time he was just by himself. They're going to start to approach on Patrick Coluccio, though. I don't know if that's going to be before the stage flies. So it looks like that outside lane that these guys were able to form is really beginning to take away. Brian Fradienne currently tailing behind Lockwood. Snowbird ahead of him. Inside lane up to 4th position now. Yellow giving that 3-4 a great push heading into turn number 3. Look at the run the inside lane is starting to get. Kyle Mundell behind Gallo. Jennings behind him, and Snyder bringing up the rear of the inside field. Heading through the trioval, Carl still holding on to this race. Does not want to let that grip go at all. I don't blame him. This is still Daytona. It doesn't matter. It's not for points. This is still a fantastic win. Tyler Hallahan. Again, he's, as long as I've been broadcasting here with Twitch.tv/Folklore for the Cup Series, Tyler Hallahan has not won, my apologies, a race here in CASCAR, except for the shootout. Inside lane, making moves once again. Malavanya up to the front row. Whoa! Huge wreck in the trioval. Yellow flag does not fly. Sylvan Seguin involved. Cody Snyder slow on the racetrack. Patrick Coluccio not involved. Brian Fradienne also involved. There it is. Yellow flies. I think Marc Lapierre got away with that. He did. Unfortunate. We'll be right back and see what happened here in the Shorter Pullman Cup Series for the CASCAR Shootout. All right, you join us back here. You can see Cody Snyder in the pit lane, following along with Brian Fradienne as we head through turn 4. Let's see what happens here. We know that Lapierre got away from that one. Seguin, I think, hit the wall and then just came down, took out Snyder. Fradienne goes down, not entirely sure what to do. Snyder, when he got hit, came down on Seguin, causing him to spin, who then gets into Fradienne. Yikes. following along from Sylvan Sequence inside view. See what happened here. It looks, oh, he just lost control of the car coming off of 4. Collects Snyder. Comes down on him way too fast to react. Doesn't even turn the steering wheel. Gets into Fratty and just sends them all spinning. Unfortunate to see here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. You hate to see it, but thus is the name of the game. Let's go ahead and see our drivers here coming in for their pit stops. Rob Karl able to have that lead position. Malavagna, though, going to be leading off pit road. He's going to be our first driver. Whoa, huge slide there for Snellgrove. Turns around on the outside of the pit lane. That is going to be an unsafe pit exit, I do believe. Oh, yep, that's definitely an unsafe pit exit now. Had to get back onto the racetrack to get out of there as Brian Fratien sits in the pits. Absolutely unfortunate for him. Seguin currently set as the leader, but I imagine he'll be rolling down pit lane very shortly. But the Raise Energy number 3 of Matt Malavagna going to be taking the lead here on this next start. That is unless Seguin just doesn't go in, but I expect he will. So they follow behind the iRacing.com pace car. They came out, I'll say, just in time for the stage. It's going to be a good chance to see how tires are going to be throwing into effect as well here at Daytona. We know that sometimes the car can, sometimes improve, sometimes not help with the tires at these super speedways. So we'll end up seeing as Patrick Coluccio also rolls down pit lane. Snyder currently sits 1 lap down. Hopefully he'll get the chance to come back around. But with the lights on the pace car going out, that means we're going green this time. We'll see how that goes for our driver sitting further down in the field. We'll grab a quick interview, though, with Matt Malavagna. Matt, Snow in the booth. Do you read me?
Lead you around clear, bud.
Awesome. It's great to see you currently sitting out front here at Daytona. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Number 3 Raise Energy Ford feels really good. A lot of speed. Best thing I can say is when it comes to winning this race, it's just going to come down to timing. The close-up rate of these cars is just it's so intense, and you got to have some help to get to the front. And if you got a guy pushing you, you get some major speed. So it's all going to come down to timing.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Well, Matt, who do you have to thank before I let you go?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank J&L Racing for allowing me to once again drive this number 3 machine. Thank you, Noah, for broadcasting. Thank you, Race, for sponsoring the car for yet another season. And also, I want to pay a special thank you to my son, who inspired this blue, black, and lime green Raise Energy Ford.
It certainly does look fantastic. Matt, thank you much for your time, and good luck.
Thank you, bud.
Matt Malavagna, number 3. With that, though, we leave turn number 4, heading to the Tri-Oval yet again here at Daytona. Caution came out involving several cars, but we are back here. As the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulation pulls down pit lane, Matt Malavagna takes off as soon as we hit the Geico restart zone. Good start for him, but that won't be helping him in the long run, though, as that is a huge run from Kyle Mendel as he dives down to the bottom. However, it won't be enough as he went to block up Rob Karl up on top, but it didn't help much there either. At least I didn't think so, but look at that lead he has yet again. Billy Mydell is showing I do not know these next-gen cars well enough, as Malavagna must have a lot of practice time in these. He certainly knows what he's doing, holding on to that lead like that. Whoa! Turn from Kyle Mendel! Wreck in turn number 3. Caution comes out. Whoa! Huge wreck. I think that's a flip I just saw from Karl. We know these next-gen cars are tough, and as we can see, he's... Uh-oh. Oh, is he going to be able to get out of there? I hope so. unfortunate incident for several of our cars here tonight as we go under yellow yet again here at Daytona. Just about to hit the halfway mark, too. And we're starting to see some bits. Thank you, Jesse Atkinson, for coming in with... Oh, no, not this again. Jesse, thank you for the cheers. But we are going to have to mute that. It's going to be several minutes of that just showing up. Here's my alert box. Okay. That's been killed for now. I'm sorry, Jesse, but it must be done. We'll be right back and take a look and see what happened here at the CASCAR Shootout Plumbing Cup Series. As we come in to take a look, we can see it looks like Mundell just got into him. We'll rewind and take a look at that yet again. It looks like there was just a little bit too much of a checkup. Malavagna came down trying to block his line, but it was just too late. Mundell was already there. Sends the 3 up the track, collides straight into Carl. Gallo dives down, just getting out of the way in time. LaPierre slams into the side of the 88 previous teammate, too. But looks like they're able to hold on to it okay. A bit of a loose not mostly spin, but definitely loose for the both of them. So they send flying across the track, Coluccio into the wall. Absolutely unfortunate event for these guys. Wes Gallo's going to have the lead, though, as we come back. Jesse, I do thank you for the cheers, and yes, Donk, as always, great to see. Thank you, everybody that is tuned in. Got to give a thank you to Pierce Graphics for putting together our great overlay package, as always, here for the CASCAR Shootout Plumbing Cup Series. Shootout Plumbing for giving us the sponsor for the season yet again. And we're here for the CASCAR Shootouts. Wes Gallo, though, definitely going to be an interesting start, I think, for him. He's going to be excited with that one. You know that he likes to lead on these. And as we saw before, as soon as the Equipment Geek and Fisher Zeke Racing, FZ, gets the lead, they are definitely very good at holding on to it. So with that, though, let's go and bring up somebody new. Let's go and bring up Paul Evans. We don't always get to speak to him, so we'll give him a chance early on this season to get some words in. Paul's over the booth there, isn't he?
Yeah, I got you.
I've seen you all over this racetrack here tonight. How are you feeling in your number 28?
I feel really good. Team seems to be running well. We had a Rob this year. That dynamic seems to be going pretty good. Cars are fast. I think they're running on maple syrup or something like that. I don't know. Great White North should be pretty quick this year.
That is great to see. You guys have certainly done a fantastic job already here at Daytona.
Well, I think we've already seen it. As you get close to the end, things get a little more feisty, and it's Daytona, so anything can happen. So I'm just going to try to get lucky and sneak through.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Well, Paul, before I let you go, who do you have to thank for your race car here tonight?
Just definitely have to thank Greg, the team owner. He put the team together, and like I said, the dynamic this year with the new addition of Rob should be really good, so I'm excited to get the year going tomorrow night.
All right, sounds great. Thank you much for your time, Paul, and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Number 28 of Paul Ems, sitting in third on this next restart, as Wes Gallo is going to be the one to bring us to the green. Kyle Mundell, well, the last incident, is going to be bringing up the outside. A lot of pressure on these guys to do well here tonight. It's Kyle Mundell. I think he's with track racing. He is in a Chevrolet yet again this season. Great to see so many different manufacturers here tonight. We're going to see that again tomorrow. And with that, though, the Iverson.com pace car pulls down to go down pit lane, and Wes Gallo hits the Geico restart zone and brings us to the green flag. Good start out of the Week Designs 07. Just so you know, all restarts are controlled by the leader. They go when they hit the Geico restart. Now here on the super speedway, bigger tracks with the next-gen car, it is a massive risk when you get a fantastic start like that, as you give everyone else behind you an opportunity to gain a lot of momentum. Sylvan Sweegan is sliding all over the track back there. Coluccio back up towards the front of the field, moves out to third. As Mundell and Snellgrove snag 1-2 for now, with Coluccio leading up that outside lane. New teammate to Wes Gallo with FZ Racing. Kyle holds down onto the bottom. Snellgrove out to the outside. Chevrolet 1-2 holding up the front lanes. Coming off of turn number 2, that outside, you expect them to have a good run, and we're starting to begin to see it. Ems might be able to take third. Not quite. Coluccio, though, down to the bottom of the inside lane, taking the lead. First laps led this season for the number 18 Boneheads podcast, Toyota Camry. Love to see it. I think this is already a good sign here for Patrick Coluccio this season. Getting pushed by Kyle Mundell behind, heading into turn number 1. Wes Gallo not far behind. Pushing as Sylvan Seguin takes fourth. Big slide down. He's able to hold on to it, as there's a whole gaggle of cars here at the rear of the field, all vying for positions. All cars are back on the lead lap, including Jennings, Snyder, and Coluccio, obviously. It's good to see these guys back up in the front, able to race yet again. Looks like everybody's starting to get real spaced out now. Information on Kyle Mundell here. You can see when he last pitted in, and he's a fellow Canadian to many of the guys in the Cup Series. It's the fantastic part about CASCAR. You get to see it many Americans. Slides for position as Gallo is back out to the lead. Snellgrove still chasing in second position. 22, new sponsored of Comfort Plus, heating and air conditioning. Chevrolet chasing behind that, as we've seen before, 07. Out to the outside for Snellgrove with basically no help. Coluccio has to, but it appears that he didn't need it for that little jolt, but it won't be enough to take away. Coluccio begins to suck up to him, and we're starting to see two wide racing here at Daytona yet again. You know, I say what you want about super speedway racing, but we have it here tonight, and we're starting to see fantastic results here with this next-gen car. Snellgrove to the lead, though, holding on to it. How long can he do it? That will be the question I have to ask. But clearly he's doing a good job so far. Coluccio up to the high side. Almost let M sneak through, but not quite. As now we're starting to see that outside lane really beginning to work together as they start on the process of pulling down. Too early, though. Coluccio holding up the bottom, blocking his teammate of Wes Gallo, too. I think it's going to kill a little bit of momentum on the inside lane. Into the hot seat of the leader. We're starting to see a lot of lead changes happening very quickly, and that is great to see. Coluccio still holding onto that inside, getting a fantastic push from Wes Gallo out to the lead. Folks, I think we are in for a hot one. Coming off at turn 4, we got the cars all together. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a struggle to hold on to it for Sylvan Seguin, but he still maintains that 7th place he's got with his Napa Ford. Your top two beginning to start to take away just a little bit, but I don't think it'll be long before you start to see that inside lane begin to suck up to him. Almost a half a second gap between them, though. Kyle Medell on the bottom got a little bit of help behind, but certainly not a lot. As Brian Fredian's been holding up the rear of this pack for quite a while. I think he's trying to sit towards the end. He's been involved with enough incidents already. He isn't liking it and wants to come back later when he knows he's got a chance. Plus, no reason to dig up all your equipment and, you know, be all up in arms about a non-points paying race. However, that doesn't deny the fact that the emotions are still real. Whoa, huge checkup on the inside lane as the outside three have a lot of pace, and that's going to be putting nope, not Greg Snellgrove, apologies. No, Paul M's out to the lead with Snellgrove in second and Paul in third. They've taken 1, 2, 3 in one fell swoop. And look at that move they're able to pull off. Very impressive there out of the Great White North Racing team. Rob Carl, new member of that team, and clearly doing a great job of that already. Able to just soar along on the outside and work together with him. Rob's been a powerhouse before, and we're starting to see it again. Off of turn 4, we're starting to see a lot more single file. There it is, all ducks in a row. I think it's starting to see high tide or just rolling out. Count down the laps. Wait till the last 5 or so before really getting in each other's faces. But as we've seen before, and I think we're starting to see out of a move from Marc LaPierre, just breaking into the top 10. Having a good time and making this race interesting. Of course, got to give a thank you once again to everybody that has joined us here tonight. I certainly appreciate it, as does everyone else out on track. Also got to give a thank you to Schroeder Plumbing for giving us another sponsor of the series yet again. 2 seasons in a row. Love to see that. And a thank you to Pierce Graphics for putting together our overlay package here for tonight. Fantastic as always. Let's go and follow along with, if you have any driver you want me in particular to focus on, please let me know out in the chat. Let's drag along on Tyler Hallahan and see what he's doing. Follow along with it's all around in Daytona. See the intense banking, 31 degrees I think it is. See tails behind him, Matt Halavani. See that fantastic blue. RPM turning right, even in 5th gear. That is the power of the draft here at these super speedways. And these guys are going so fast. It's great to see. I believe we'll be seeing iRacing Super Speedway later on in the season. That'll be another fantastic one to watch. Watch these guys get up to insane speeds. Still a lot of action with our cars here tonight. Sylvan Sugan leading up that outside lane way further down in the pack than I think a lot of these guys are hoping for. But we've been able to see these massive runs are able to propel them straight back to the front, and we're starting to see it again. Sylvan Sugan making up a ton of ground. He's getting not quite a push, but that is going to be Michael Jennings pushing on the rear of the 8 of LaPierre. Seguin makes a run towards the front, getting some help from Malavania, forcing him from the rear all the way up to 4th position. Let's go and watch as they try to battle for that lead very soon. As Paul Ems has been able to hold on to this lead so far with his Valvoline number 28. To all of our drivers watching from home and not joining in yet, and their chance will be tomorrow, please go ahead and make sure that you update the form that can be found in the Discord. That allows us to get some more broadcast information starting very soon, so you're going to want to do that. And you can also change your iRacing SimStamp number to closer reflect your custom or the SimStamp number you use, and you'll see that updated on the left-hand side of our screen. Which is definitely a great one to see. Love these new integrations we're able to do, and we have to thank Pierce Graphics for that one. Good push, though, as we're starting to see Seguin make further moves forward. He's going to be battling for third here against Rob Carl. J&L Racing definitely having a strong suit this season on the Super. Some good hope for them. I think with a lot of practice and this next-gen car being a really big piece of it, this car is tricky to drive. And we're seeing a lot of different positions for drivers that we not seen last time. We heard the confidence in Tyler Hallahan, who we know really has only won the shootout in broadcasting for these guys. But he's been struggling. We saw him do pretty well in the super speedways, but there's many races where he's just running at the rear. But I expect that to change, especially with how these next-gen performs, especially from what we've seen from the preseason tests. Wes Gallo moving to the outside, and I think he's trying to get a big capture on that momentum. And Snellgrove got spooked into that as he moves also to the outside as we're 10 to go. There's also an indication from me. Oh, huge spin, as that's going to be a caution. I'm sure of it, I think. No, there it is. Yellow flies. Spin on Greg Snellgrove. Down the backstretch here at Daytona. That is going to be a tricky one. You see some drivers pull down pit lane, I do believe. And we'll be right back. We join back in, leaving turn number 2 on the replay, following with Greg Snellgrove as Wes Gallo comes up to give him a push. And I think it was just a bit too much of a push in the wrong spot. You can see him with his nose out towards the right front. That is a very aggressive position. Backs off a little bit after the bump. Start to see him moving down a little bit, coming in to give another push, but that is a little bit too far, it looks like. And that is, I think, what breaks the camel's back. There it is, push into the rear bumper of the 22. Sends him down the racetrack into the 18, who has been involved in just, I think, a few too many incidents in this race for his liking. As it's just these two that pulled down the racetrack. Gallo able to hold on to it. I think he stays in that center lane. These guys are able to close up together. Seguin moves down. Maybe we can add a bit more of a difficult struggle to come back from as these two get sent down on the inside. But they're able to recover their car with no major damage, which is good for the both of them. Able to come back and just not have a huge penalty for these drivers. All right, we come back here at Daytona. Let's go and take a look at our pit board and see who's down pit lane. Coluccio, Snellgrove, and Snyder. Not many chose to go down. Sylvan Seguin out to the lead. Matt Malavagna taking up second place. He's going to have access to that outside row, I think, unless Sylvan calls it. That is going to be putting the 3 Ford team into a good spot yet again. And another person that puts into a great spot, Tyler Hallahan in the 88. I was just talking about him, too. These guys have enough fuel, I'm assuming, to make it to the end. Brian Fradian, now caught in the middle of the field, has to make a choice. Is he going to fall back again? Or is he going to come back and make this race interesting yet again? We know super speedway racing, I wouldn't say is Brian's forte, but we know he's certainly good at it. And I am certainly excited to see how it is going to go. Bit of tire warming from the 07 as we cross the start-finish line. Let's go and grab somebody else this time. Let's grab 07 of Wes Gallo. Weston, open the booth. Do you read me? Always leading with the interesting takes, isn't it? I know, it has been a while. You're here at Daytona, bringing up FZ Racing. New racing team. Are you excited?
Bryn, who of course couldn't race tonight, got him in. Let's throw Z in there for the doggies.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Gotta love it. You guys have definitely been doing pretty good today.
Yeah, I feel like we're far and away the best super speedway team. Me and Brian feel great together, and I'm looking at the back of this car right now, so I definitely like the way that shapes up.
All right, makes a lot of sense to me. How are you expecting the season to play out?
It should be a good one. We got 8 people on EGR between the two teams, so I feel like it's going to be teams more important now than in the past, and they were already pretty important. But new car should race pretty well. I'm excited for it.
Fantastic. Well, Wes, thank you much for your time. Do you have anyone to thank before I let you go?
Week Designs, and let's go for Cloak, and then I'll talk to you in a couple minutes in Victory Lane.
Sounds good to me. Good luck.
See you, bud.
Wes Gallo in the 07. Apologies for the audio issues at the start of that as we head into the Geico restart zone. Sylvan Seguin taking the green flag. Mount Malavagna on the outside lane. I don't think he got the start he wanted. But he's got a fair amount of cars behind him. Freddie Ann drops. Nope, Freddie Ann does not drop. That is Snyder at the rear. As we're starting to see that EG crew work together yet again. We'll see how Patrick Lucio fits into that dynamic as Tyler Hallahan takes the bottom, getting a big push from as Matt Malavagna leads on the outside lane. I think it's going to be a drag race for these two as we approach 5 to go, this time across the line. There it is, 5 to go. Tyler Hallahan gets his first laps led of the season in the 88 Diet Mountain Dew Chevrolet. Expecting to see that manufacturer sponsor change tomorrow. Really begin to take off as that is going to be Norman Jennings leading on the bottom. Malavagna making a bit of a return though with Lockyer behind, teaming. Closing in for Malavagna on his team boss as well. J&L Racing all together here. Looks like that outside lane just did not have the run they needed through that turn. It's big swerves for a lot of these guys. Paul Ems just gets absolutely left alone. Zero gains on the outside. He's got, I think, a good group behind him willing to push him. And we only have a few laps at Daytona. Who do you think's going to win this race? I think it could be up in the air entirely. Can Tyler Hallahan win 2 shootouts? Starting to see Brian Fradian make his way through. Wes Gallo behind on the outside lane, starting to make some moves. Snellgrove's low. Don't help that outside lane. Goodson Cartrain on the bottom, though. We are in for a good one. As now we hit. Huge wreck off of the trioval. Caution comes out. Hallahan leads. Freddie is involved. He's got a little bit of damage. We'll have to see. Lucio, I think, is okay. Gallo definitely involved. We saw him and LaPierre for sure. And that appears to be some real damage on his car. With that, we'll go ahead and take a rewind and see. Oh, wheel damage for the 8 Kinney Drugs Ford. We'll be right back and see what happened here at Daytona. And it's going to be a green-white checker finish, everybody. I certainly do believe. I can already hear the saltiness in the chat for this one. We see Mark LaPierre on the bottom and the 8 Kinney Drugs Ford taking the bottom, leaving the tri-oval. Fradien's a little bit down, starts coming up the track, thinks he's clear. He isn't. Into Fradien. I knew there was damage on that 81. LaPierre, Gallo, Fradien, all involved. Snyder just barely snakes through, just barely. That Toyota HKS Ford got very lucky on that one. Brian Fradien, though, and Wes Gallo towards the bottom. Ooh, I think that's a wall kiss for the 07. Very close, at least. Maybe get a better angle. There we go. Let's go and take a look. I think he... Oh, look at that. Just barely keeps it off the wall. We have definitely had a great Daytona race, everybody, and I think we're going to see a fantastic finish. Just have a feeling. As we catch back up to your leaders, Tyler Hallahan will be the one leading as we come towards the finish. Green-white checker, as I did say. I think we take three times out? Doesn't matter. It's a non-points paying race. But I can already feel that pressure in the air. Can you feel it too? I certainly hope so, because this is going to be a fantastic finish. Let's go and bring up somebody, see how they're handling the pressure. I was going to grab Rob Carl, but he requested not to. That is another thing. Drivers who are going to be joining us throughout the season, if you do choose not to be brought up, just please send me a direct message on Discord. It's at Foreboding Cloak number 4032. Also available in the chat in the CASCAR iRacing League Discord server. Send me a message to not drag you up. It's understandable. You always don't feel so well sometimes. Let's go and... I want to grab Tyler, but I already grabbed him. Let's grab... A lot of people we already grabbed. Michael Jennings. Jennings, no open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, Bubba, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, but you're right now sitting in third position with number 86.
Yes, I am.
What's going to be your game plan going forward? You got a couple laps left to go.
To be honest with you, I honestly don't know. I've got my teammates to the outside of me, and neither one of my teammates behind me, so it's definitely going to be luck of the draw at this point. I'm kind of wishing I had one of them behind me. The J&L racing team, we had a great strategy that last restart. Unfortunately, it didn't work in our favor.
That was definitely able to be seen, but now you guys got a pretty good position. It's going to be a rough one. How do you feel about the debut for you guys?
So far, so good. We're definitely working very well as a team. What helps is a lot of us have been running with each other for the last 5 years, 6 years, 5 years. So we all have an understanding on how we all each other drive and whatnot. So hopefully it'll pay off and we can work each other, score a couple of wins this season.
Makes a lot of sense to me. That driver dynamic is definitely important. Well, Mike, thank you much for your time. Who do you have to thank for your race car here tonight?
I want to thank Checker Leopard and everybody over there. Great. If you ever want any NASCAR memorabilia or diecast, CLRacingCollectibles.com. Check them out. Wes and his family are awesome. But we're going to go racing. I'll talk to you later, bub.
Yep, good luck. Number 86, Michael Jennings, as they head into the restart zone. Tyler Hallahan taking the green flag. Waited right to the last second there. Oh, that's going to give Rob Carl a chance to come back from that one and lead on the outside. We're going to see how this goes. We've got 2 laps to go. We are in for a good... Whoa! Collision from Jennings. It's 3-wide crash. J&L spinning out. Hallahan sends him to the wall. Snellgrove takes out himself in that one. I shouldn't say that. Snellgrove takes himself and Seguin with that one. Huge wreck on the restart there. Unfortunate for so many guys. We're going to rewind and take a better look at that one. Another green-white checker. Let's see how this race goes. Because I am certainly curious. Mentioned the tension in the air that could be felt, and I think we're feeling it again as Rob Carl, he was trying to block the outside, didn't work, comes down, gets just in the way of his teammate just a little bit too much. Jennings is already right on the rear bumper of Hallahan. Hallahan comes up from the collision with Jennings, gets him into Malavagna, sends the 3 of them down. Oh, yikes. Malavagna trying to save it, I think no, he's fine. Hallahan comes up as he's already way sideways. Sends Ems into the wall, into LaPierre. Trying to avoid Seguin and Snellgrove send themselves up as well. Oh, an unfortunate one. For so many. Looks like it is going to be Fradian, Coluccio, Snyder, yep. Gallo, and then the rest of your top 3 all able to get away with it. As I had said, the tension in the air, I can only imagine. As Rob Carl will be taking the start on this next restart. Let's go and grab another one of our drivers we haven't spoken to in quite a while. We haven't spoken to so many of them in so long. It's been a long off season, but a good time to recover after the intense racing of the final few races last season. Let's go ahead and grab Kyle Mundell, if he is nearby. I think he is. So let's go and grab Cody Snyder. Cody, it's Nova in the booth. Do you read me?
We gotcha.
Awesome. Fantastic to see. It's been a long time no see.
I know. We're pretty excited about it. Close call there.
Oh, it absolutely was. You're going to be in the top 3 on this next start. How does that feel?
Nervous, but I think we can pull it off if we can get a good restart.
Well, you got your teammates behind you and only 2 cars in front of you. All you can do is really go up.
That's all we can do. Pedal to the metal and turn left, buddy.
How are you starting to feel about this entire full season now that you got a little bit of experience in the next-gen car?
I actually prefer the next-gen car, if we're being honest.
Cool.
Like, I just never felt totally comfortable in the last generation. So this one feels really good. Just feels more comfortable for what I'm used to racing. So
that is fantastic to hear. I think that your entire team of Equipment Geek FZ, honestly, I think a lot of the drivers we're starting to see are either feeling way less comfortable or way more comfortable this season.
Yeah, it's one or the other, and that's what I've heard. You either love it or hate it. So I'm just happy I'm in the love it category.
Definitely. Well, it's been good to talk to you, Cody. Who do you have to thank for your race car here tonight?
Oh, of course, the one and only Wes Gallo.
Thank you very much for your time and good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
Number 4, Cody Snyder in the HKS Toyota. Going to be bringing us to Last couple of laps. Rob Carl going to be taking the green flag on this next start. Kyle Mendel on the outside. November Chevrolet. Warning Track Racing. We got a couple new drivers for Warning Track we're going to be able to see this season. Then perform. Looks like we got a couple of guys catching up from the rear as well. Sequence still in the pits. Lapierre being able to catch up along with Paul M's. Take a look at Paul's car. It looks like he's got an okay car. We'll be able to finish this event. Coluccio going to be starting 5th. Allahan in 7th. Unfortunately, he might have been able to win this thing if it wasn't for that unfortunate accident. Just a few laps left to go. Counting down here at Daytona. We're going to be doubling this race length, so I think we're going to be here for quite a while tomorrow night. We have a special event at the start, so please come out and join us. Send your family and friends. We have a special ceremony at the beginning that we would love to have you be a part of and see. With that, though, the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations Ford Mustang pulls down pit lane, and it's going to be Rob Carl heading into the Geico restart zone and taking the green flag. Way better start for Kyle Mundell, though, and a fantastic one at that for Brian Fradian as well. Heading into the last couple of laps, I was concerned for the Equipment Geek team not being able to really hook up together, and they've just been, you know, a lot of good luck towards the end of this race. But now they're looking as we head into the final laps. Carl leads up that inside lane, but it looks like Mundell is going to be leading with Fradian now taking the outside as Mundell moves down. Coluccio who takes the spot in the outside lane as Fradian leads coming up for turn number 4. We survive off of 4. Can we go through the tri-oval? Here it is, folks. The white flag. Coluccio comes down the front. It's an EG1-2 as we head into the white flag. Uh-oh, big comment. Don't die, internet now. Spin from Mundell on Coluccio, sending everybody into a massive wreck. Oh, I think just about everybody's involved in that one. Caution still not flying. I don't know if it will. I think it is. Brian Fradian runs away. Coluccio going the best he can. M's pushing him. Oh no, Michael Jennings, the next car back with heavy damage. As we are here at the shootout, definitely no caution. As it's going to be a battle for second place, we'll watch that as Brian Fradian comes through the tri-oval and takes the checkered flag, winning the shootout as it's the battle for second. And Paul Ems takes second and Coluccio rounds out third. Cody Snyder takes 4th position. Gallo takes 6th. Molavanya 5th. Huge wreck. We're going to watch that on replay and see what happened. I certainly am curious. Is Brian Fradian able to win here at Daytona? Let's go and rewind and see what happened. I certainly do believe there was a lot of very tense moments happening here as we roll through 1 and 2 at a very slow speed. We should be switching cameras any second now. Oh, it looks like we were just a little bit too late. Let's go and switch up our camera to hopefully get a bit better view, and we'll rewind yet again. Oh, you can see that there. Everybody's so close together. Coluccio trying to block that second place position. He's doing his best. Mundell gets squeezed there. Carl pushing as hard as he can. Gets into the rear. Oh, just a check up too much for Mundell as he's getting pushed from behind from Carl. That sends Coluccio down to the bottom, forcing him up the track. Oh, Hallahan gets collected, sending everybody up there. Jennings tries to dive through the center, doesn't work, collides into Snyder, sending them both up. Molavanya dives down to the bottom, taking out Gallo, who almost got through. A huge, massive dive out of M's is what saved him as, whoa, Jennings comes down and just collects himself and Snyder with that one again. As they continue to battle through, and I think they had scored straight through the wall. And that is how we get to the position we were in. With that, though, we come back to real time, and we see Brian Fradian has taken the win here at Daytona. A fantastic event for him. He has come back and win in the first race here in the CASCAR Short Deployment Cup Series. Doesn't matter, it's not for points. Who cares? The emotions are still definitely real that you get. See him now. Go and watch his celebrations he had. Taking the checkered in big style, Brian Fradian, number 81. Paul Ems takes second. Let's go and run through our final finishing order before we get to our post-race interviews. Okay, not working. That's all right. Brian Fradian takes the win with Paul Ems finishing in second and Coluccio third. Snyder takes fourth. Matt Molavagna takes fifth. Wes Gallo takes sixth. Kyle Mundell in seventh. Michael Jennings takes eighth. Rob Carl in ninth. Hallahan finishes 10th, rounding out your top 10. Greg Snowgrove finishes in 11th with Marc Lampierre and Sylvain Seguin bringing up the rear of the field in your finishing order. A great race. Let's go and get to our post-race interviews and see the emotion I am sure these guys are certainly feeling. First up, Patrick Coluccio finishing third. Patrick Snow in the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, what's up, man?
Third place finish in your debut race for FZ Racing. How does it feel?
It felt good. I didn't think we were going to have anything there on that one wreck where Matt and Rob were involved. I didn't want to kill Brian, so I tapped the brake a little too hard, and it shot me right, and I broke the car. And honestly, those cautions saved me. I didn't. That last lap was crazy. I think I got a shot in the butt there, and I just tried to hold it where it was. But that was a crazy turn of events there. Whoa, I'm shaking. That was fun.
It's good to hear you had a good time. A very eventful race. What do you think is the most memorable moment for you?
I don't know, man. There was a lot that happened there. I don't have anything in particular, but that was crazy.
It certainly was. Well, congratulations on the third place finish, Patrick. Great job. Who do you have to thank for your race car?
I gotta thank obviously the boys at EG and FC Racing. I gotta thank the boys over at ADM too. I gotta thank them. I gotta thank Dirtco, Central Sound and Lighting, my business partner Noah. I really appreciate what he does. Josh Whiteman, everyone involved on the car and everything. It's awesome, and I want to thank Wes and, like I said earlier, Wes, Brandon, and them for giving me a chance to race for them this year. It's nice racing back with Brandon and Cody again. So.
All right. Well, Patrick, thank you very much for your time, and congratulations on the third place finish.
Thank you, Noah.
Let's go and grab Paul Ems to see how he's feeling after getting second place. Paul Snow in the booth. Do you read me? A second place finish for the number 28 team in your debut this season with the Next Gen. How does that feel?
It feels great. I knew at the end it was going to get a little crazy there. I got a little lucky and was able to sneak by, but no, it was a good race. It was fun.
That's fantastic to hear. What are your thoughts?
Not a whole lot. We went into this race just seeing what we could learn, and we certainly learned quite a bit. I knew from the last time I talked to you, I knew it was going to get a little hairy, so we just kind of had to get lucky. But yeah, no, we learned a lot, and I probably should have pushed Patrick there at the end. I kind of gave up on him, but he was probably salty about that, but what can you do?
He didn't seem too salty to me. So it's great to hear, though, that you had a good experience, and this ended up being a good race for you. Amazing, amazing racing we got to see here tonight. So who do you have to thank for your race car here tonight?
Just like to thank the team. We put in a little bit of practice. We're definitely going to need some more. Tonight was a great learning experience, though. I think tomorrow night will be quite the show. As you can see, the cars move around a lot. They're a little tough to hang on to at certain times, so it might get a little hairy. But no, just thanks to the team, and thanks to everyone watching.
All right. Have a good one, Paul, and congratulations on the second place finish.
Thank you.
There we go. All All right, let's go and bring up your race winner, the number 81 Victos, Brian Fradian, and see how he's feeling here tonight. Brian, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
I do, Noah.
Your debut race in the next-gen car here with the CASCAR iRacing League, and you win. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I've always felt like I've kind of had a monkey on my back as far as Daytona goes. Talladega has always ran well at, but Daytona always, at least in the Cup cars, always ran pretty poorly in. So being able to actually like be competitive and make good decisions and be able to get a win once was really nice.
I'm certainly is, and we're all so happy for you. I mean, you had a great run. I mean, that was a lot of intense racing we saw you involved in. You were at the rear for a lot of this race too, and you came back very strong with the speed.
Yeah, once like, so the second or the when the yellow came out after the when the second yellow came out, I guess, I pitted and it was looking really tight on fuel, so just sitting in the back and trying to save fuel, and luckily like these new cars with the brakes, being able to sit in the back isn't as terrifying as it used to be, because if something happens in front of you, you can get on the brakes and it actually slows down. So yeah, it's a lot safer to run back there. And then once we got into that green white or into the green white checker situation, it was just win it or bin it pretty much. And just being willing to accept whatever came after.
Right. It definitely played out in your hand, though, able to secure the race win here at Daytona. Are you leading in with positive thoughts for tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to put a lot of stress on the race tomorrow because it's the first race of a long season. But it definitely would be really nice to start off on the right foot, and with this win, it feels there's confidence, like knowing that you can do it and you can get through the field and manage all that stuff.
Gotcha. Well, Brian, thank you very much for your time. Who do you have to thank for your race win and your race car here tonight?
Well, I want to thank my internet service provider for cutting out at the most inopportune time, but luckily, like, I didn't come back into the front group in a weird position. And then Victos, the EGR guy, or the EG guys, and my family, my wife Allie, my parents, my grandparents, Poppy and Nana, and everybody else on the Patasic side. But yeah, it just means a lot that you guys are in my corner. So thank you.
Well, Brian, congratulations on the race win, and we are excited to see you tomorrow. So we're going to wish you good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
Number 81, Brian Fradian wins here at Daytona for the shootout. Looking at the event time that this took for half the race, we're going to be in for one hell of a show tomorrow. Please invite your friends and family to come watch, at least at the very start. I would certainly appreciate it if you guys joined out for our September 11th tribute. As Americans here, we have a lot of American viewers and drivers. We would certainly appreciate it. Our Canadians are that host this, and everything. They're very respectful, so we are very excited to see them all. And we will see you all tomorrow at the same time, roughly 6:50 is when I'm going to start the stream. I'll start all the pre-race festivities and stuff at 6:55 if you were more inclined to join that, and if you'd rather skip it all, race should be starting around 7. Got 2 duels to go through. They should be short, and that will determine your starting order before we get into it. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you to Shorter Plumbing for sponsoring us yet again this season here with the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. Thank you to Pierce Graphics for putting together our great overlay package. I'm very excited to see our further integrations. Drivers, if you haven't already, please continue to update the forum over on the Discord server and update your SimStamped iRacing number. There we go. To reflect closely to your custom or whatever one you're going to use, so that we get to have some more integration going forward here in the CASCAR Short Plumbing Cup Series. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. I've been Noah Walter here on twitch.tv/4cloak. Have a good night.